What's up, everybody? Greetings to everyone who is within range of this broadcast, including everyone here on Earth and anyone who's listening from Mars or Venus. I'm Mike. I'm here with JB and Jab, and this is another edition of Gen X Talk. So, how are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good, man. I'm excited to be in here, and I like your intros, man. You're getting better, dude. Like, you're the spirit. You're the intro spirit.
Yeah, you're the intro spirit. I agree with that.
Okay, you're just trying to make me do this from now on. I don't know if I really want to do that.
You know what it is? It's the Crocodile Dundee hat.
You said too much, man. When you said he's getting better, that threw it off. You should have just said you're getting better. Oh, shit. You got too much.
Well, I could say you're gay, you know. Oh, that might be bullying.
Oh, man.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're bullying, Mike.
Well, today's episode was originally going to be called "Can I Get a Gay Man?" But
we went through all this, and he's going to still say it anyway.
Yeah. We took the time to come up with a new name, and I'm still telling everybody what the original name was going to be. But today's episode is about bullying. It's something that a lot of us went through in middle school, high school. I went through a lot of it, and there was a lot of things that happened back then when we were kids that just wouldn't fly in today's society. And there's a lot of things that happened when we were kids that we didn't really consider bullying, but nowadays it is bullying.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just going to do a deep dive into that and just talk about some of our experiences. How about you, Jab?
Bullying or bullcrap? No, I didn't get bullied. I didn't get bullied at all. But I'm going to tell you, we grew up in a world where we called it high side.
Yeah.
And even in school of Crowley, people know to listen. When you couldn't sit at the lunch table, you're going to get roasted.
Yeah.
You're going to get talked about. It's just what we do. I don't care if you look good and your shirt is the best looking shirt.
Yeah.
They're going to say something about that. And I just think today's times, like, kids wouldn't have survived. They wouldn't survive at all. So, no, I never really got bullied. I'm not going to say I was a bully, but if I did get bullied, I stood up for myself.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen maybe once. But yeah, I'd fight.
Yeah.
I'd fight.
I was definitely bullied. I had a lot of it, you know, at Crowley. It was crazy. I don't know why, but I think it's because I was just sloppy as a kid, and I didn't wear designer clothes, and I smelled like dogs all the time. We talked about that. Mm-hmm. But it was the country kids, because, you know, we all lived in the neighborhood that didn't have the country kids.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't have it. And we should have went to, like, another school, like either Everman or Southwest. We were closer to those schools.
Yeah. I think because I went to Everman, moved on the other side of the railroad track, and went to Crowley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, but all the thing about Crowley back in those days is you had the country kids, because back then it was a country out there in Crowley.
We called them ropers.
The ropers, yeah, that's it.
That's what we called them.
And they're assholes. They were all thought they were funny and cute, and they were mean. And it's and
they were racist to me. That's what I thought.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, no, yeah, back in those days. And so, you know, I definitely got bullied a lot. I can get in some stories and shit about it. But actually, it's funny because I'm one of those stories where back in those days I was bullied, but now I see these guys, they're nowhere near where I'm at in life.
I'm the same way I am.
Yeah.
They don't look as good as me, yeah.
No, none of that shit. They're
motherfuckers, look at this flex, bitch.
But I did get in a lot of scrap. I was a fighter too. I mean, I wasn't that big of a guy, but I mean, you know,
I wasn't either in school.
Yeah, no, I didn't. But I didn't take no shit either. But I mean, you know, some of these guys though, these guys that bully you were like grown men back then.
Yeah.
They're like 200 and something pound fucking, you know.
Yeah.
They still look the same now. Like that's why they look the way they look, because they haven't really grown up much in the physical look.
This is true. Hey, did you guys experience freshman initiation?
Oh yeah. Now if that was bullying, yeah, they call it hazing or something.
Hazing, yeah.
Yeah, we experienced that.
What did the seniors have for you guys when you guys came in? Because I was in school a little bit earlier.
We got our ass beat, and I'm gonna tell you it was real bad because that year, we were like the test dummies for everything. So we were the class that when it was time for us to go to middle school, we just stayed at the same middle school for another year. They called it the freshman campus.
Yeah.
And I played football. So what happened was when it came to the freshman initiation, we would get beat up at football practice by your group probably. You were 95. Your group and the group before yours.
Yeah.
Duncan, I remember all them guys. They jump us. But they would have to catch us at football practice which you really couldn't because coach wasn't playing it. So they had to catch us at football games and when we went to parties.
Mm.
And then when we became sophomores, we got to go to actual high school. You remember that?
Yeah.
And so we got bullied again.
Yeah.
They called it initiation. So we kind of got it twice.
Yeah.
So if you didn't get it between the parties, they were going to get you. But we fought back. We had a class of 97 had some bad motherfuckers in it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Remember that protest we did? Keep Coach Gray.
Keep Coach Gray. Keep Coach Gray. Yeah,
we were
man.
some bad motherfuckers.
I remember that.
We were some bad motherfuckers.
Dang.
In our class. So we didn't. I don't think we got it. I think we were big as some of the older kids. I think they knew like,
yeah,
they're gonna have to fight. So yeah.
No, there was definitely a spirit, 1997, no doubt about it, but so, it's funny though, looking at the concept of this show today, I think I'm curious to know today how sensitive is society and the kids today that in our day wouldn't even be considered bullying, just be considered roasting.
Yeah, roasting, man. High-siding.
Like calling someone maybe gay or calling them
a
fag or something.
Yeah, like you had a little soft boy. We called him gay. We didn't really just mean dick in his ass gay.
Yeah.
But if he was kind of soft or he wore pink or he kind of talked like a girl, we called him a queer. We called him gay. Yeah, and it was just like, it was, not, oh, you gay. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And we might arm wrestle or fight. That's it. It wasn't like, I don't know. I grew up with adversity. And like I said, being from inner city or wherever and being a black child back then, you were, our parents taught us this. My mom and dad taught me this because they knew you're going to experience this in life. It wasn't a maybe you won't. You knew I remember getting pulled over. I don't know if we were with Mike, but like on Crowley Road, there was an Officer Snow in Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled us over. He had us all just sitting out on the side of the road. Me, I know Al, a couple of my friends. We had Letterman jackets on. We go to school at Crowley.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to us?
Yeah.
Like, so many things that people would consider bullying, they could have been, but we were prepared for that. We were so tough. Like we were fighting racism from adults.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had people who really didn't want us here at this school. We were, Crowley was new to that back then.
Yeah.
So you had people, like you had the people in Crowley, in Burleson, and then you had what we were called the Fort Worth Crowley people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And a lot of those people, the parents didn't want us there inbreeding with their daughters. I'm being honest.
No, I know. Dude, I know. You ain't kidding. I know
what you
what
go
you're
through maybe now in adult life, but now you just can probably get some looks.
Yeah.
Or just then they can't do shit. But think about it as a child, a girl in school, you like her dad don't like, your mom tells you, hey, they could call the police on you, they could make up something.
Yeah.
So it's like we were bred for this stuff. You know what I mean? We were bred to take on this. So it wasn't shit to us.
Yeah, it's a different experience entirely. I mean, because, we have experienced, certain things, you're taught what to expect from certain people in certain situations. Yeah. So you kind of go in knowing the game.
Right.
But that's from one point of view, but like from the more physical perspective, I think, nothing really prepares you for some of the things that happened. And I'm still sticking to the initiation thing right now. What was the worst thing? I mean, besides getting beat up, punched in the face or whatever, what are some of the other things that happened to you guys as far as bullying goes? Physical bullying.
I got some of those stories. I mean, I could tell you if you want to hear.
Jumped. Gangs jumped you. You had a choice, you're either in or you're out. So it didn't necessarily happen in school, but in life, period.
Just getting smacked in the face. Getting spit on back in the day, just all that kind of shit.
We were kids, man, went through it. I mean, I had girls beat me up. Oh, That's what I got bullied by was girls.
See, I had a big ass sister. She whooped their fucking ass, and she did.
Yeah, see, my parents, I knew not to hit girls.
Yeah, right.
And I wasn't told, if she hit you, you could hit her back. I just knew not to.
Yeah.
So whenever, at that age, 5th grade, I was smaller than the girls then.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't start getting size till around 9th grade.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of times I'd be smaller than girls, and they'll pick on me. And it wasn't that I was so scared. It was that I thought I was going to get in trouble for hitting a girl. And I actually allowed a couple of girls to like I ain't gonna lie, it made me cry. Like, it was just so. Yeah, I probably that was a little.
They still make you cry. It's just different now.
Oh yeah, man. That's
Open that pocketbook. He's like, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might have been beaten up by a girl a time or two
Yeah, I
back
think
then
I
too.
was.
It might be.
When they liked you, they did that too. Sometimes they liked you. That's why they did that.
Well, the weird thing is, I ended up kind of sort of dating that girl later on in life.
Told you.
There's this one kid. I won't say his name because I don't know where he's at in life today. But we're talking about bullying in school.
We're bullying his ass. He's in
Dude,
street.
he was an older kid. He was in my grade. He was in '97, but he should have graduated in '95.
Oh,
Been held back a couple years.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. He had a beard too.
I don't know if he had a beard. He wasn't a real big dude, but he was lean and cut.
Yeah.
And like I said, I won't say his name. Just, I don't want to be. I should say his fucking name. Kick the fuck out of him now. But back then, and I would. I mean, we're all stupid. Even kids back then were bullies. I just give them credit. I'll tell you another story. I got two stories. This kid, though, he would always pick on everyone. Like in PE, he'd throw basketballs and hit them in the face, and he would spit on them, get mad at them. And he was a black kid too, by the way. He wasn't one of those country roper kids. And he thought he was hot shit and cute, and he just had a lot of anger issues. And something like one day my head was stuck out of the bus window. I was talking to my friend. He just stood up and smacked me right in the face. And I was like, I couldn't believe that just happened, And he's like, I just wanted to get down there and just stab him my pencil, And the bus driver, of course, was pissed off. Back in those days, bus driver could actually make you mine, And so he was just the shittiest kid, shittiest person. And then one day, like 15 years later, he was working at a retail store. I'm trying to be as vague as I can, a retail store. And I walk in, and he still looks the same, but now I'm like 6'1", whatever, and bigger. And I just saw him, and I was like, what? This guy. And I shook his hand, and his, when you shake people's hands sometimes, like their bones pop because they ain't got a grip. And maybe I was being a dick, but I just grabbed his hand. I didn't shake it like I wanted to hurt him, but I just did it real firm because he saw me. And he was cool. He was real nice, trying to sell me a product, whatever the case scenario was. And I just wanted so bad to say, man, you were just a fucking ass. Is it okay if we go outside right now? I mean, do you mind? But then I think maybe we're even hard on the bullies. Maybe it's forgiveness.
A lot of bullies have been bullied. A lot of behavior that the kids that were doing things like that. I mean, think about it. You just said he was 2 years behind. I mean, he's a dumbass.
Yeah.
Or his mom and him probably weren't, taking him to school or whatever. So a lot of kids that were bullying were really just acting out behavior that was, being given to them maybe at home or maybe by their uncles or big brother, sister, or maybe violence that they saw.
Yeah, that's true.
Because most kids are just acting out. That's what I.
Well, and there was another kid. Y'all would know who. Y'all would 100% know who this kid is. I'll tell you off the show. I ain't gonna air it out. White guy, roper, and he was a mean little motherfucker. I mean, he wasn't really mean. He was a portly kid. He was, probably 180 pounds. Back in 9th grade kind of deal. Bigger kid, and he had an older brother. But coming to find out, he was mean. He would always insult people and throw things at people, and he was mean, physical. Coming to find out years later, I find out his brother died, his mom, or one of his family members committed suicide back then, and he was having all these issues growing up that were just incredibly insane. Yeah, and I'm like, God almighty, I guess he just was such angry person, that it was his way of lashing out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just, I don't know. I think bullying today is I think it's like the world is just sensitive.
Yeah.
And I believe that there's been so many people in the past, or I'm going to say what I don't like and I think we kind of were touching on it, and is right now, I'm a black man, and I can get on television, I can get on social media, I can go anywhere, and you can call me a nigger. Nigga, Nigger. I don't give a fuck how you spell it.
Okay.
And it's okay. And it doesn't matter race. It could be a black person, a white person, Hispanic. Everybody can use this word, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But if I get on those same platforms, television here, and I say faggot, call somebody a faggot. Hey, you faggot. And I could be talking to you.
Yeah.
Shut up, faggot.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm banned. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, it's hate. Oh, it's bullying. Oh, that's this. And I just don't agree with that. You know, I believe that if anyone has an issue with something you do to them directly, I say this to you directly,
Yeah.
and you feel it's bullying or you don't want me to talk to you that way,
Right.
then you should be able to express that. But me just using words in general, and then anybody who wants to, okay, if I say faggot,
Yeah.
I'm just going to use that word because I've been saying faggot my whole life.
Yeah, right on.
It didn't become bad till the last couple of years since the alphabet.
Yeah.
Okay. If I say faggot and I don't say any names, how can you be offended unless you're a faggot? You get what I'm saying? If you don't, you say if you say you don't want us, you don't subscribe to that. You don't want me. You don't want to be called that. Well, who said I was talking to you? You get what I'm saying?
Well, it's just like any other word.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I could drop the word you were using earlier, the one I'm not going to use.
The nigger word?
Yeah. That
Why are
word.
we so afraid to say the word?
Because
Like,
nobody
why?
wants to be canceled. Like for you two, it's good.
Well,
But if
I don't give a fuck about being.
Yeah, well, hold on.
canceled. I don't want to use
No,
it.
talk about it,
I mean,
no.
I just don't.
I want
You
to.
don't want to use it. Okay, that's
No,
fine.
and that might be
And
it.
that's fine. But he don't want to use it. But like what I'm saying is, why is this word so powerful?
I'll
How
tell
do
you.
people give it so much power?
I'll tell you right now.
Because we're trained to give it power. We're
I don't
trained from
believe
the
in that.
beginning. Don't let anyone call you that. You whoop their ass if you hear a person say it.
I mean, that's
and then
one
it
thing.
became a racial thing, and that like if a white person says it, beat his ass.
Well,
Yeah.
because
And
But it's stupid. It's a
that's just
fucking
where we
word.
are.
it is. But here's the way it is. From a white.
Or even a bitch word, B word. Even calling a
Right.
woman a bitch. Any of these words. Like
Cunt is another one.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm gonna argue.
Boob dick.
Last girlfriend. Well,
Boob
that
dick.
hey, that's a new phrase. Only on Gen X. But no, I want to comment on what you said. It's because if I call someone that or call you that, even if I'm using it as a term of endearment, like as a brotherly.
What's up, my nigga?
Yeah. The problem is.
say it, man. Quit
I'm not
being scared.
No, I'm not scared. Here it is. No, because this clip will get cut, and that's the only thing people see me say.
Oh, all of this is getting cut.
And then
I mean,
all
if
suddenly-
you're watching live,
No.
enjoy it because you're never going to see this again.
But here's the thing: if I say it, and we're just talking about it neutrally, and it gets cut, and I got over 100+ employees, all
Right.
they're going to think that's the way I feel, and I'm just talking about it indifferently.
Like they do Trump. I get you.
Yeah. So right. So the problem is what Mike said was a lot true, but from my point of view, being a white man, I just don't want any black person to feel like I have a problem with you being black.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want it to feel that way. I don't want it to be like, oh, you grew up racist. You're a closet racist. It's like, but I can say this. I definitely have family members that are. I grew up hearing it, as a young man by like some of my elderly people in our family back in the day, and I never agreed with it even back then. I didn't understand it, like why people would do it.
Shout out to you, Mo.
But I guess it's the fear of thinking, look, I just don't want anyone thinking that, like that I have a racial
Who
problem.
cares what people think? That's what the.
But see,
go ahead.
what he's saying is absolutely right. Because look at what happened to Joe Rogan. I mean,
Yes.
I've been a fan of Joe Rogan. I've listened to hundreds of his podcasts.
Yes.
And I've heard him use the N-word a time or two. But what ended up happening to him whenever they got pissed off at Joe Rogan over COVID,
They brought that up.
somebody took every clip, every time he used the N-word and made a montage of it
I got you.
and put that out there to say, hey, look how racist Joe Rogan is.
Yeah, but that's my point.
And Joe Rogan, this dude, he has put so many black people on in the comedy world. He's done so
Right.
much for so many people.
He was
The
just
guy, if
talking.
you listen to one of his podcasts, he'll tell you himself, my favorite president is Barack Obama. I mean, okay, I guess. But, still.
Well,
Yeah,
and there's another example, real quick. I just want
No,
to,
go ahead.
because I want to hear your opinion on this. So that's the Rogan example, and he's a celebrity. Everyone knows him, and if you pay attention to Rogan, you know that was out of context, 100%.
Completely out of context.
But it was cut to mean something different. Same with this guy, the Richards Group, which is a big freaking multinational marketing company. This guy in his 80s, late 80s, was talking to his marketing department, and they're trying to promote to a demographic that was specifically white people. It was just a very specific white community, and they wanted to bring in diversity into this commercial. And all he simply said was, well, I don't think our demographic will connect with that. They shut him down.
Understood.
His whole business. It's like, but he didn't say it in a racial way. He was just demographic.
But what you all are saying, and what I'm trying to say that I don't know if you all are getting it, is this: nigger was allowed years ago and it was fine. That's my point. Like hell, we were, as black people, we were called niggas by American government. So the word has been accepted at some point. Now people are sensitive, and what you all are saying to me is this: it's not. You all don't want to say it because you're afraid of somebody like, oh, they could take it and blow it out of content. Well, they can do that with anything.
Yeah, but that's my point.
They can do that with anything. I'm talking about this whole show, not even the word nigger.
But you're asking why people are sensitive. I'm trying to tell you why.
Yeah.
The reason why is because of the response people are giving in the cancel culture. They're no longer saying I don't like it. They're saying not only can you not say that, but if you say that, we're going to cut your entire life off. We're going to shut your business down. We're going to display this all over the internet. That's the reason.
Yeah, I don't. If y'all tell me, hey, don't say it. I just won't say it. But I don't give a damn, because that's what I'm saying. People are going to do. I'm not asking why are people sensitive. I already know they're sensitive.
Yeah.
I'm saying that when it comes to these words, like, we're giving this stuff all this power by the stuff we're doing.
Yeah.
And the original agendas are not even. A lot of this stuff people fought for years. Nobody gave a damn. And now you have all these other cultures or situationships or people in like that community.
Yeah.
And they're taking the attention off of the original thing, and now it's just getting split up over everything.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that's, I don't agree with it. I just think that we give these words so much power. If you're like, every word in the English dictionary can become offensive if I can say I'm this. Okay, if you call a cow a bull a cow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you call a steer beef, you know, that like, oh, it's offensive. Don't call it that. It's a steer.
Because it's a small group. It's a small group of very loud people that create protests, and that it goes into the cultural clan days, you know, with a C, not a K. Okay. Yeah. So my point is if you are bullied, and we're talking about adult bullying now, the world of us as adults, and you feel like you can't hear a derogatory comment because you'll take offense to it, well, you don't just internalize it now or express it to that person directly. What this minority of a group has done is create these coalitions, and the people that feel like they want to support them that aren't even, let's call it the gay rights group. Gay rights, they're loud, but it's the people that support them that create this bigger coalition that now have created this mass hysteria of repercussion because people use verbiages and derogatory marks. And my point in saying that is that flock mentality is what has now taken what back in the old days, the older generation just didn't give a shit. It was like, hey, you call me a name, I'll do one-on-one. We'll duke it right now. It didn't happen in that way. Now it's like one guy says something and 100 to 1 come out. It's almost like the minority groups now that believe in these things are now becoming almost like they're bullying your right of freedom of speech.
Right. That's yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, and it is what it is, and I think that's the reason people are so timid now, and the reason people are so sensitive. The reason people are sensitive, they've always been sensitive. They just have the ability to do something about it, and people allow them to collectively come together to do it. Whereas back in the old days, it just wasn't that easy because there was bigger fishes to fry, you know, and shit.
Yeah, I just believe that stuff.
So we're saying, in a way, bullying is a good thing because
I'm not saying what it is.
Well, I don't know if they'd call it bullying. I think they would see it as defending and standing up for themselves. But in a way, it's like there's a limit.
Right.
If you really want to defend yourself, just, you don't have to always be physical, but it could be, in the adult world, things don't get physical as quickly necessarily. I mean,
the ego of the scholar is more permanent than the blood of a mortal.
There you go. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah. That's some intelligent shit right there.
Yeah.
What?
But in the schools, I believe that what's going on right now is this: bullying is probably the same or worse. But it seems from what I'm hearing from you all, and I could be taking this wrong, it's not really that people care about bullying, it's what you say out publicly. Because even though we're saying this here, you don't want them to see this. But when you're with your girl at your dinner table
Yep.
When you're at home amongst just your friends, when a white racist is at home, he still calls people niggers. So the same people at school, the kids, are still getting bullied the same because they're still going home and they're hearing these things. So they're coming to school and they're still treating kids this way. When we were in school, a lot of the stuff that when we were getting bullied, we accepted it. But it was things from people's households that were then brought here. And I'm just a person that's like, people are so big, what you say on television, what you say here, and that's what's got us so fucked up. People are fake. People are not being their real selves. Like Mike, he might be his real self. That's a word he just does not want to use, and I can respect that. And I probably won't use that word around Mike if I know. But I'm not. But it's just because I'm around Mike at that time. But I wouldn't sit here and make Mike think I don't use that word. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I won't get on my show and say, well, can't speak like that. Because, man, I speak like that every fucking day. You know what I mean? And so does the rest of the world. Don't be fake because people can see you now. That's the difference. People are getting exposed.
Oh, we're in the age
They're
of
getting exposed.
Yeah, being exposed.
And people don't like what they're seeing. And if you don't like the reflection of yourself that you see, then change the behavior. Don't hide the behavior. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't marry a woman and take a dick in the ass and hide it. If that's what you are, do it and leave a woman alone. No, I'm being honest. That's what's wrong with the world.
Yeah.
When we talk about bullying, people are throwing rocks and hiding their hands. And that's why I think we have the issues. And the only thing different now is that with this internet and these phones and this podcast, everybody's able to see who you really are. Like it can go everywhere. Whereas in our day, only the people who were right there in the moment could see it.
Right. No, you're right. And well, you're touching on something that I'd like to.
Bullying.
Yeah, the cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about but when we were young, like you said it earlier.
There was no cyber.
It just pretty much stayed wherever you're at. Like if it was a school, stayed there. If it was a neighborhood, it stayed in the neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think what you're saying too is there's really two types of bullying.
Right.
Like you can have the bully who's just the big kid who beats up the little kids and takes your lunch money and all of that stuff. That's one thing.
Like our kind of bullying,
but
pretty much.
There's another type of bullying that has grown, and that's the mob mentality, the cyberbullying.
Right. And we didn't have that. I guess.
I don't think we dealt with it as much. I mean, some people did as kids. We dealt with the whole when all the kids picked on one kid, which I was lucky enough to be that kid at times.
And that didn't happen that often, but it did happen.
But now with the internet,
Yeah, you're right.
No, the cyberbullying. That I feel for kids today, man, because you can't escape it.
You sure can.
It's all online, unless maybe not even if you don't have a fucking profile, because they'll still talk shit about you if you don't see it.
Yep, because you don't have one.
Man, that's crazy, dude.
I saw one where a girl was in class, and I guess a kid was. She kind of looked funny. I mean, she wasn't a good-looking little kid. No, I mean, according to society standards, she was not.
I get it.
And the kid was just sitting there, just recording her, and then posting it, and then you saw all the other kids making comments, like, "Oh, she looked broke. I better," and stuff like that. That girl didn't have to be on social media to experience that.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing with social media is that, okay, let's say you have the bullying situation, the mob mentality where you're just getting bullied by a bunch of different people. But still, when the bell rang, you get to go home and you get to hang out with your family or with the friends that actually care about you. It ends when the bell rings.
You're right.
Now it doesn't.
That's true.
It follows you at home. It follows you on the weekend. I mean, kids will continue jumping on you. I mean, you can get off of social media completely.
So I think what needs to happen with kids like that, they have to learn to fight back through social media.
Hell yeah.
Because back then it was one-on-one, fist fight maybe, whatever, right?
Yeah, you got to learn how to fight back.
You got to learn to digitally fight back.
Yeah.
So but my problem is as a parent today.
But how do you fight back, though, if someone takes a picture of you after you pissed yourself or something, did something embarrassing at school, and that shit goes viral? How do you fight back against that?
I think
you
I would
never pissed on yourself.
I mean, yeah.
I would just go back in.
Obvious.
If it was me, like I pissed on myself or was laughing about it, well, number one, there's value for that. Mm-hmm. Now listen, this is going to sound silly. So if I do something that is embarrassing and it gets viral within my community or online, and all these people are seeing me, shit, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to milk that motherfucker. I'm going to be like,
That's you.
I'm going to be like, hey, everyone, this is me. I pissed myself, and this douchebag over here fucking posted it. This douchebag John over here, you know, thinks he's being cute. But here's the thing. If you guys understand that I pissed myself and I couldn't help it, do me a favor. Follow my piss channel over here. And fucking, you know, look at my TikTok. Give me those views. Hey, if you want to pay me to piss myself, dude, I'll be up there pissing myself all day long.
Yeah, that's one way, but that's not likely to happen on a daily basis.
But he hit a good point.
That would be a good way.
You can figure out how to parlay that shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because here's the thing. People make fun of the girl that looks awkward, but if the girl that gets awkward takes advantage of that opportunity instead of being nervous or introverted in regards, and she gets out there and starts talking, dude, the world will love her.
Yep.
The fucking world will love her. And those bullies that thought they were doing something cute just changed her life in a way that, shit, you know.
It's like fighting back in our day.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be like, that's the way I would do. Your ass, that's what I do. I'd just be playing fire with fire. That'd be telling. If that girl gets online and shows how this guy bullied her, all these motherfuckers, all these, like, sensitive and caring motherfuckers out there, you know, these, you know, whatever we call them, you know, the nurturers out there, empaths, man, they be loving her, dude, and talking shit. Now suddenly that bully can't even go to school. Now they're mad at the principals for not expelling him. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
So I'm shooting out there for all the bullies out there that have an idea of being stupid. Be careful, because you think you're being cute, it's going to backfire on you, man.
Right. I'm just a person that believes that this new wave of internet and everything, it's just exposing things that people really don't like about themselves. And I'm more the type of person that keep it real. Like, if you don't like it, then don't be that. And it just seems like everybody is more concerned about what everyone sees.
Yeah.
But we're not actually concerned about changing the behavior, meaning if they didn't put it on social media, then it would have been okay. Like, or if you say this word, so people are dealing with stuff every day still. At work, people are getting bullied, harassed by their bosses. You have cliques in jobs where if you're not in the little in crowd, they make fun of you at work, or whatever they do, they make your job harder on you. So it goes on, but nobody cares. But all of us, or the word that you don't use, or faggot, or any of these other words, they go on and nobody really cares until it's on television and they see it. Then it's like, oh man, that was bad. He was wrong for that. But on a day-to-day basis, we don't care about this behavior. And that's what, I talk about Trump a lot because I'm a Trump fan. But what he did was he showed everybody what the fuck really America is, and people didn't like it. And then it's like, damn, you're letting the whole world see this. Oh, shit, because we're all about concealing and hiding.
And people, you're so right, dude.
And that's what bullying really was. It was messing with somebody mentally or physically, but nobody on the outside really knew. So it was nothing we could. When those kids were picking on you, nobody knew. The teacher didn't see it. Your parents didn't see it. So it was hidden. And the only way it's going to really get exposed if you go and tell somebody, hey, they did this to me. But you really don't want to do that either because you're scared of the retaliation from that. But why are the teachers, the parents, why are we not raising our children to be different? Why are the teachers not, hey, monitoring what's going on in the classroom? And I can see, man, our teacher, you were getting picked on. She knew it. They knew kids were picking on you. They just,
it wasn't a big deal.
I'm trying to teach the class.
I think what
it's never a big deal until somebody does something,
right?
And then it's because of the reaction that you're concerned. But if you were really concerned, like Mike, I can respect Mike. I just don't use that word. That's somebody who really does not use that word. But other people use that word every day. But, we don't want to use it in front of these certain people. So that doesn't make you any fucking better.
Let me back up for a second because I do use that word.
Well, I mean,
I'm not the person that's gonna edit myself if I'm singing rap lyrics. Okay,
right.
Okay, I just don't in normal conversation. It's not something I use a lot.
That's what I mean.
But yeah, you know.
My point is, if you really don't use the word, I can respect that. But to use the word and then just let me make sure I don't say it around these people these people. That's what has our world in the state that it's in because so many people are living fake. They're preaching and teaching one thing in public, and behind closed doors they're doing something else. And the children see this, and they take that to school. The image that you give your child, that you give your child, or nieces or nephews, it doesn't matter. The image that we give them at home is what they take out, and that's what they give to the world. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right. No,
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, no.
So when we have these children that are out here doing these things, they got it from someone else who was already doing it. So to tell them, oh, you know what? That's why we're screwed up. Now we have situations where, okay, you can't be like this anymore. Just like police, they were beating people. They didn't just start beating motherfuckers, and we know about Rodney King. That was like the first major thing caught on video.
Yeah,
am I right? But you think he was the first person that got his ass whooped for no reason? No, because I know people that did.
Yeah,
right here in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
So it's been happening, but it's not until people see it, and I think that's bullying. I think police bully people. A lot of police are men that got bullied in school. Yeah. I know a couple. They were punk ass dudes, and now they take steroids and they're tough and they walk around with their badge. And they terrorize people who used to bully them. I'm not saying all police officers, but there's a handful that are doing that. It's just that now stuff is on television or on social media, we care, all of us.
You raise a good point. I want to make this. You're so right. So there's a story. I was trying to look it up. I couldn't remember, but there was a superintendent, the leader of the school, superintendent. Anyways, he's in his like 50s at this point, and he's holding a meeting, a school board meeting, and all the faculty and staff and everyone's there. And one of these guys comes up, and this guy said, "Well, and they're talking about bullying." He goes, because the guy hosting the meeting was talking about, bullying, and he was actually trying to skirt a little bit, like, well, it's not the big deal as we think it is, but we'll definitely look into it. And this guy comes up and he says, "Hey, I got a story," and he's talking to the superintendent. He goes, "There was this kid that bullied me and stuck my head in the toilet and busted my head inside of the urinal, and I had to get stitches, and it was messed up, and it affected my life, and I had a gun, and I put the gun to my head, and I almost shot myself, but I didn't do it." And he goes, "The guy that did that is sitting right there as a superintendent that's talking right now in the school board meeting." And everyone went, "Holy shit." And the guy's like, "Oh, I got witnesses." The superintendent, the bully, goes, "Oh, I got witnesses for those days. I didn't do all that shit." And he's full of shit, because that story was, coming to find out the witnesses disagreed with him and said, "No, you did do it." And he had to resign. And that was from something back in the early 80s.
Yeah, it's kind of screwed up.
But think about it. The power of media today. Yeah. It raises the point. It goes with what you said. The power of media literally came back. And now that, of course, I don't know how old the guy was and all this kind of shit. He's actually a doctor. He became a doctor in whatever the fuck discipline he's in. I don't know how you become a doctor of a teacher. I don't know what that means, but what it
is. A doctor's degree.
PhD
or something.
Yeah.
PhD. I actually know a doctor who is a superintendent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he a bully?
She was not a bully. She was the most awesome person I know. One of the most awesome people I know. In fact, the shirt I'm wearing, this is for her sister. Mm. But very brilliant woman. I knew her all the way back when she was just started in teaching as a Spanish teacher.
Oh, wow.
And now she's running things, and she still hustles. Cool. But to get back to subject, I don't know. I mean, it's like, okay, maybe he did that a long time ago, and maybe what needed to happen right there, instead of denying, was just apologize, because sometimes that's all people want to hear.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
I can deal with, there are lots of people on my Facebook friends list that bullied the shit out of me back in the day, and I'm cool with them now. We're adults. We're past that, okay? And I don't think anyone ever drove me to the point of contemplating suicide.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't look at that like, okay, this is who you were then, therefore this is who you are now.
Yeah.
People are entitled to change and grow up. I get it.
Yeah,
man.
Everyone grows. So I don't know how I feel about this superintendent having to resign.
Well, he didn't. He never apologized. You just nailed it.
But
he denied it.
He never apologized.
Right. You're right. If he would have went down there, if he would have got it and said, "You're right, man," he would have went down there, gave that man a hug, said, "Dude, if I could do anything and take that back, that man right now would be praised. People would be like praising him." But instead, he denied the shit out of it, which still implied he has that bullshit bully mentality.
Yeah. And he knows what he did was wrong because he's lying about
That's it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what else you lying about? Fuck you. Get out. Resign.
And it's because he did it in front of all those people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. People don't care, though. It's about, if he hadn't done it at the meeting in front of everyone where everybody saw it, he'd probably still have his job, too, even if he didn't apologize. It's just that when everything's about numbers, man, I think it sucks.
But then our society is not very forgiving either.
That's true.
Like, you can say something 20 years ago and it comes up in the media now and people go after you, and you can apologize as much as you want and they still want your job. They still want to cancel or erase you.
It didn't stop Biden from becoming the president.
Nope. Oh, man, he's done some,
He said he didn't want black kids integrating with his kids because it would make the school a jungle.
A racial jungle.
He didn't want his kids.
He did say that.
Oh, yeah. He said a lot of things.
He also said about how he talked about gay marriage. He goes, we got bigger problems to worry about. Why are we worried about if two men that are an abomination want to get together? I mean, he literally said that. But the problem is sometimes, maybe this leads into the receptive process. How do you receive comments is based on your own bias because the LGBTQ community love Biden, but they disregard all the shit he said negative about him because he represents some sort of a voice for them.
Yeah, like Barack, he finished what he started.
Right, but it's all bullshit, man. You just said it to get your vote, but you don't want to believe in that. You want to believe in your own agenda. You don't want to pay attention.
Right, exactly.
Trump just says, grab that pussy. Trump just say it.
It's real shit, man. He says what people really want to do.
Trump,
And half these men that are in here wish that they could grab a woman because they've looked at it, they've seen it, and they want to. They just know mama taught you that's not right, or you're going to go to jail or get slapped.
I'm not saying I agree with what he said.
I do.
Okay, I'm not going to go to...
No, I'm agreeing.
That is Jab Shakur.
When I say I agree that he's telling the truth and that most guys... I'm not saying you want to just grab a woman right there, but we just talked about everything about women.
No, I got you.
But we know we can't say what we want to say. You can't say if you were fucking somebody last week and you got a new girl today or your old girl today, but she doesn't know you fucked somebody last week. You can't say it because you're afraid you'll lose her. Trump can say it because he don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck.
But he's not doing nothing different than what everybody else is doing. He's just talking about it, and that's my point.
No, you're right.
We don't like when we see a reflection of ourselves. It's just like my daughter. When I see my child do certain things I don't like, she's acting like my fucked up ass, and I don't like it. And that's what tells me, damn, I see how I am now.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's a reflection. When we look and see Trump say, oh, we're going to do this, he's showing the world how Americans think. Maybe not every individual American, but as a whole, we sell sex.
Okay. Do you think that Donald Trump is a victim of bullying?
He may have been when his younger days.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Hell no, he's the top of the fucking food chain. I mean, I think when you become a celebrity, it's different because it's just like I may be wrong. JB may know he's probably a celebrity already. I'm trying to know. But no, from what I know, like you can't sue people once you become a celebrity for like certain slander. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you
defamation of character.
Yeah, it's like certain things you can't sue them for because you put yourself in this. It's like part of that role, whereas an everyday person could. So when you put yourself in that position, you open up. When you take this position as president, you open up the door for people to say things about you in this politics. You get what I think that's the difference.
No, so it's all freedom.
It's bullying. They're actually lying on the man. Some of the stuff, and some of the stuff is true. Some of it is opinions, but he put himself in that situation.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as people trying to put him in jail and all that, raiding his house.
Man, they're just showing us some bullshit. That shit's making money. They ain't finna do none of this motherfucker. Trump is the fucking boss. This motherfucker, man. That's why I like Trump. I saw Trump as a kid at the Mike Tyson fight, and I saw him with Puff Daddy and all these people when I was young. Yeah. And all of a sudden, how he's this racist. And man, they're just selling dumb motherfuckers. I'm sorry to say it. Dumb motherfucking Americans. They just sell us stories. And yes, it could be bullying if it was happening to someone else in a certain situation, but all this is propaganda.
Well, I think the problem,
media.
I think it's interesting. He asked the question. I'd like to elaborate on. You asked, "Is Trump being bullied?"
Mm-hmm.
But I actually think most people, like the LBGT community because they have a real problem with Trump,
Yeah.
a big one.
Yeah.
I think they think he's the bully.
Yeah.
They think he's the one bullying. They think he is bullying because he speaks his opinions, he shares his thoughts, and because, like you said, he's real, and he's fucking pretty real, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he don't really want to show
If I
motherfuckers his
had
taxes,
money,
but
I
you know,
would,
he don't, you know.
But you don't have to. We don't even have to pay taxes.
But
That's
how
some
many
shit they
people
made up?
And here's the thing. Here's the reason I support he doesn't want to. How many people just go around talking about their money though? Like, do you want to tell everyone how much money you make and how much you got paying taxes? No one really wants to disclose that. I mean, there might be some douchies out there that do it,
Yeah,
but I
some
mean,
people, they try
but you
to-
know what I mean.
Yeah.
And most of them, the guys that really do that, usually don't even have it. They're like,
Yeah.
man, you ain't making that kind of bread. You know, whatever.
like the rappers.
The rappers.
The rappers are the only ones. Yeah, I just think that the man he's real. He's being real, and I think it's bullying. Like I said, if it was happening to a different person, it would probably be considered bullying. Or that people would probably say, "Yeah, I'm getting bullied," but nah, Trump ain't getting.
It's hard. It's hard for people to accept a dominant alpha male,
Yeah,
like let's say Donald
today.
Trump is
and
getting
so-
bullied.
Yeah,
But the reality is, I think, to make a comment to your point, Mike, I think
Mm-hmm.
he does get bullied. The problem is he just probably doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's worried
Yeah.
about, other countries trying to
like
bomb
us.
us. He ain't worried about what,
yeah.
what Boob Dick Joe over here is saying about him.
Yeah, that's the difference.
He don't care about Boob Dick Joe over here. He's worried about Putin and, fucking, are we still going to be a country next
Yeah,
week?
it's like racism. It's like bullying and racism is kind of the same. It's like when, like, I could say I hate white people. They suck. I could say, oh, I forgot. People could cut me, but I could say something like that. But it's not going to affect anybody because I don't determine whether they work or not. I don't determine whether they get a house, a loan for a bank. I think it only becomes like bullying to people when you actually control something.
When you have the power to actually hurt somebody.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Versus just
Well,
Saying some shit.
words.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about what Jab says.
and remember this, too. When we talk about politicians specifically, every single one of them are opportunists.
Oh, yeah,
They just paint a different picture to whomever your demographic is.
that's true.
All of them are in a position where they want to get ahead to benefit them either financially or
Yeah,
politically.
Mm-hmm.
They all have agendas. Very few, if ever, really go in there straight-laced. Maybe Jimmy Carter did back in the day. Really. He's about maybe the only one.
If
maybe.
that's even true. Yeah.
If that's even true.
We just don't know what it
We
was.
just don't know. But all these people, the difference is Trump just didn't have class, and he comes in the.
He let it be known.
He let it be known.
He didn't hide it from you.
Right, and he's already a billionaire going into it. So, but
That's why I would trust him.
every one of them,
Yeah.
all of them are.
But
They
I'm
all are. It's just you're gonna in your mind. What happens is because you like what person A says versus person B. Political figure A you like, political person B you don't. You're going to cite to what you feel meets your agenda, and in that exchange, you're like, okay, this person's actually legit, this person actually isn't, but they all are fucking the same. Yeah. That's why I don't even vote, man.
I believe that.
Yeah, I'm kind of at that point too.
Yeah, well, I do.
I
just believe that
we'll do a political show one day.
Whether Trump is getting bullied or not, what I do believe that probably more has effect on us is his power over people's mind. So even if Trump is or not getting bullied, there are regular everyday people getting bullied. Versus like Trump has people that are riled up that are going and bullying people who don't like Trump. There's quote unquote there's people that don't like me because I'm a black man and I'm a Trump supporter. You know how many women I ain't talking to you like Trump, or how many of my homeboys are.
But what does that really mean about you, though?
Right. That actually
Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing.
Yeah, like I have people who talk about me because he voted for Trump. They call me all kinds of shit. So I think these people have control over people's minds to where they can cause regular everyday people to get bullied. Which I feel like if you say it like that, I've been bullied several times. I'm just like you say, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm getting talked about.
You're targeted. You're targeted because you speak your mind.
And I've done more. If you know me, just Google my name. I've done more, I would say, quote unquote, for black people or my community, probably than the average motherfucker that knows me, that talks about me, can even I can name one thing that was bigger than what they've done with their whole life, as far as contributing to helping I'm saying just black people or just inner city people.
Yep.
And so a lot of the people who talk, and Trump has too, a lot of people that talk, like, they just talk, man. Like, they say, and that's what bullying is about. A lot of those kids are just talking. A kid didn't know nothing bad about you. He just bullies you because he thought something that he was probably told.
Yeah, he
know?
probably didn't even know. But just to get back on
Mike's a
Trump,
cool
I mean,
dude.
Trump derangement syndrome. I actually had a girl show me her titties just because I told her I didn't vote for Trump. Like,
Well, maybe she just wanted to show them to you, and that was an excuse.
oh, no. If I told her I did vote for Trump, then that would have just completely
You would've got no titty.
Shut it down completely.
Well,
But
I
I
would've
wasn't
lied.
even really asking for it, but it was
So hold up.
interesting.
So the people that don't like Trump because he's all into nudity and women and voyeurism and porn stars are the ones that show you their titties because they don't vote for Trump.
Dumb motherfucker.
Okay,
You know, I'm trying to understand the logic there.
Everyone
You know what I mean?
is into nudity and voyeurism and porn. We don't all
No,
admit it.
that's what Jab's saying though.
Yeah.
Trump's just honest about it.
That's all he's
He's just
doing.
out.
And people are upset. This is what it is, man. He's opening poor people and quote unquote niggas' minds to see it shit. Like, people are seeing shit like, hey, I can't believe he did that. You're the president. You can't do that. Well, this is, people always say what we can't do because of something. But did you ever actually try? Like, there's a sign and it says, hey, you got to have a college degree. That's just $1 million corporation. You get paid $1 million a year. But when you drive past, you say, oh, got to have a bachelor's degree. So everybody who doesn't have a bachelor's degree just keeps driving.
Yeah.
But do you know there's one person who didn't even graduate from high school that says, shit, I'm going to go in there and see. And he got hired. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now he's a millionaire. A lot of times people put things out there that just, like most jobs, you don't need a fucking college degree because they're going to train you. When I worked in Nokia, I got my degree in electronic engineering. Then they trained me for 6 weeks. I could have came straight from high school and done that shit without a degree. What did I need a degree for? You get what I'm saying? They trained us for 6 weeks and taught us every fucking thing you need to know. And then when you get out there on the work floor, none of this shit is what y'all taught us in there. So you have to learn it all over again. So a lot of times people just put things out there to deter people from growing or taking a chance. And people like Trump expose that information. That's all he's doing, man. Now some guy knows, man, I can grab somebody and get away. I can be the president. I can be the president right now.
I should be president right now. We should run for president.
Yeah. You can get indicted and run for president. You would have just assumed, man, I got a record. I got indicted. I can't do that. Now you know you can.
Yeah,
Liberating, man.
There'd be a lot of wild parties if we were in the office, just saying.
for sure.
I would definitely vote for you.
But hey, since we're here, let's tell everyone how you can get a free pizza just for watching us.
Oh, man.
Just say you're Trump supporter. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Just for the record,
I'm not a Trump
I didn't
supporter.
vote for Donald Trump. Not because how outlandish he was. There's other economic scenarios behind him I just didn't care about. But I'm not a bully either. You know what to worry. I ain't gonna bully the guy. But
I
however,
voted for him.
no, that's all right. So
I'm an anarchist. I voted for Joe Jurgensen.
So here's what I'm going to do. If anybody says, hey, I listen to the Gen X Talk, and they go online to Parati's Pizza, so you got to go to trustthecrust.com, trustthecrust.com, trustthecrust.com. If you go there, order a pizza online, and use Gen X Talk, that's your code, Gen X Talk, you get a free unlimited topping pizza. If you get it delivered, you got to pay the delivery charges and fees.
I will go to get me a pizza.
But you can pick it up, and it is free.
If you pick it up, it's absolutely free. If you have any problems, direct messages, all we ask you to do is like our page, become a member, engage with us, have fun, be part of the community, and, you know.
And when you eat that pizza, get on there and let us take a picture.
Eat pizza.
Yeah.
Post a picture
of
on
your
our
pizza.
Facebook page, so we can know that we're actually reaching people.
2 locations, TCU and Chisholm Trail Sycamore School.
Fort Worth only, or you got to at least come to Fort Worth.
Well, right now, we got a couple more popping up. But
Yeah, but even before that, you got to drive to Fort Worth. So bring your ass out here.
Yeah, you know.
And stop by the studio and wave at us.
If you live in Europe, you're gonna have to come. You're gonna have to travel to get the pizza. But everyone local here, Parati's Pizza, free large pizza. Gen X Talks the promo code, and take a picture and show it to us.
And if you're a good-looking lady, we'll come over and eat it with you.
I do think Mike takes.
Even if you're not, if we're just hungry.
Yeah.
I think Mike will give you a free pizza if you show him your titties.
Or if you're binary.
Binary.
We'll send somebody.
Well, hey, I got 2 balls. Does that mean you binary?
If you're NB.
All right, is that enough for the show?
I think that'll do it. So everybody, hey Siri, hey Google, and Alexa, remind me to like and subscribe to Gen X Talk, and we will see you guys next time.